Hello, welcome to your practice. This practice is yoga for inner and outer strength. So we're going to be working on some poses to strengthen the physical body, but to strengthen the energy body as well. We're going to work on the core. So we have core muscles. We have the obliques, which are muscles that run along the side body. We have the rectus abdominis, that are muscles that run long ways near the surface of the skin. And then we have transverse abdominals that run across the body, and those are deeper in towards the spine. So we're going to work all of those. We're also going to work on some breathing, because breathing and the diaphragm all helps us to find our inner strength, our outer strength, our courage, and we're going to focus on the third chakra. So it's about 2 finger widths above the belly button. We're going to focus on that center. And the color of that chakra is a beautiful, brilliant yellow color. So I have a reading to go with this practice, and it says, "Find the courage to ask for what you want. Others have the right to tell you yes or no, but you always have the right to ask. Likewise, everybody has the right to ask you for what they want, and you have the right to say yes or no." So let's get started down on our backs. Knees can be bent or legs can be stretched out. So see what's kind of feeling better at this part of your day, whether knees bent or legs stretched out. And just take in some nice breaths. So arms at your side, palms up. Tuck those shoulders under just a little bit. And start to feel the breath. Feel the inhale, feel the exhale. We're going to breathe into that belly. So bring that awareness just above the belly button to that solar plexus area where our third chakra, that third energy center, resides. And maybe even imagining a beautiful yellow light or wheel or sphere in that area. So inhale, feel the belly rise. Exhale, feel the belly fall. Just taking a few moments to center yourself from whatever you were doing before you got on the mat to right now, taking in this practice for inner and outer strength. Good. If the legs are stretched out, let's bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor. We're going to work on a pelvic tilt to help to release the low back, the hip flexors, and the core. So arms are at your side, palms are up. We're going to inhale, press the tailbone down into the mat. Your waistline lifts up. And then exhale, we're going to press the waistline down. Tailbone curls up a bit. So nice and slow breaths, and you're moving the hips, the pelvis with the breath. Inhale, your waistline lifts. And exhale, your waistline presses down. So keep your breath nice and slow, and then you're matching the movement of the hips and the pelvis and the back with that nice, slow, long, deep breaths. Inhale, tailbone presses down into the floor. Exhale, waistline presses down into the floor. Good, and then come to neutral. We're going to hug both knees into the chest and just roll side to side a couple times. Good. Bring the knees to center. Use your abdominals. Don't let the back arch. We're going to bring the feet to the floor. They can come down one at a time if you like. Once the feet are on the floor, we're going to work on some leg lifts. So leg lifts are great for our legs, for our core, for our back, and also for our digestion. So keep your left knee bent, left foot on the floor. You're going to stretch the right foot up to the ceiling. Push up through the right heel. Keep the right arm at your side with the right palm up, and just bring the left hand gently rested on the belly. So we want our belly to stay nice and soft and relaxed here, because we want to use those deep core muscles. We want to use the transverse abdominals, the deeper muscles, not the muscles right here on the surface. So you're going to inhale. With your exhale, you're going to lower the right leg down. Let it tap the floor. And it's a nice slow inhale. You bring the leg back up. So exhale, we're going to lower it. Belly stays soft and relaxed. Inhale, we lift the leg. Keep pushing through the heel. Exhale, we're going to lower. Inhale, we're going to lift. We'll take that one more time on this right leg. Exhale, lower, belly is soft. Good. Inhale and lift. Good. Now bend the right knee, bring right foot to the floor. We're going to switch sides. So left hand will rest on the belly, or right hand will rest on the belly. Left arm is at your side, left palm up. Going to stretch the left foot up to the ceiling, push up through the heel. Keep that belly soft. Inhale. And with your exhale, we're going to lower the left leg down. It's going to touch the floor. And a nice slow inhale, we lift that left foot back up. Exhale, we're going to lower the leg. Inhale, slowly we lift. So our breath is nice and slow and the movement of the leg matches the breath. Exhale, we'll lower. Keep the belly soft. That right hand's just resting there to check. Inhale, and we'll lift. One more time. Exhale, and we'll lower. And then inhale, and we'll lift. And then we'll bend the left knee, bring left foot to the floor. With both feet on the floor, just rock the hips a little side to side, evening out the right side and the left side. Bring the knees to center. We're going to stretch both feet up to the ceiling. Feet are flexed, so the heels are pointing up towards the ceiling. Arms are up overhead. So we're going to move with breath. Inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees, pull them into the chest, and you're going to wrap your arms around the legs. Inhale. Feet stretch up towards the ceiling. Arms come back behind you. Exhale. Hug the knees in. Inhale, stretch the feet up and the arms up. Exhale, hug the knees in. Inhale, stretching back up. Let's take that one more time. Exhale, hug the knees in, wrap the arms around the legs, and inhale, bring the arms and the feet up. Great. Bring arms down by your side. Hug the knees into the chest. We're going to take a yoga bicycle. So arms come down by your side. We're going to stretch the right leg out and then bring it in. Left leg out and bring it in. So your feet are flexed and you're letting those legs kind of hover out on the mat, above the mat. They're kind of hovering. You're pushing through the heel. So the right leg pushes out and then the left leg pushes out. And we're going to try to stay centered right on that sacrum. So our tailbone's not pressing down and our waistline's not pressing down. We're right in the middle of the sacrum, resting there, balancing as we take this nice little yoga bicycle. Good. Stay with some nice, slow, steady breaths, working the core. Working our physical core, but working our energy core as well. Now hug both knees into the chest, and we're going to roll a little side to side. Great. Bring the knees to center. Use your abdominals. We're going to bring the feet down to the floor. So if you have a yoga block, this is where you're going to grab a yoga block. We're going to put it in between the knees. So put it long ways between the knees and thighs. And we're going to use this for a little twist. So we'll use a block in a few different poses here. If you don't have a yoga block, you're just going to keep that width between the knees of what a yoga block would be and activate the knees and inner thighs. So with that yoga block between the knees and thighs, we're going to hug the knees in. Arms are at your side, a little bit maybe into a T position. Keep the feet flexed, and we're going to go side to side. So inhale. With your exhale, let the knees fall to the right. Inhale, bring the knees to center. Exhale, let the knees fall to the left. Inhale, come to center. So nice and slow. You exhale when the knees go to one side. Keep both shoulders down on the mat. Inhale when they come to center. Exhale when the knees move to the opposite side. So if you don't have a yoga block, you're keeping the knees a little bit apart. And if you do have that yoga block, there's just a light squeezing of the blocks with the knees and the thighs. So one more time to the right. Inhale to center. And one last time to the left. And inhale to center. And then use your abdominals. We're going to bring the feet down to the floor. Good. So we're going to go into a bridge pose. Keep that block between the knees and thighs. Walk the feet back towards the hips. Arms at your side, palms are up. We're We're going to lift up into bridge pose with our breath. So make sure your back of your neck is nice and long. Inhale first. Exhale, press your waistline down into the mat. Inhale, lead with the hips. Lift up nice and slow, however high is comfortable. Tuck the shoulders under just a little bit. Now let the belly be nice and soft and relaxed. Bottom is slightly firm. If you've got that block between the knees, you're gently, very lightly squeezing it together. If there's no block, you're imagining there's a block there, and it's a little bit of an isometric squeeze. Press the tops of the shoulders down into the floor. We want the belly to stretch. So tops of the shoulders press down, backs of the arms press down, feet press evenly into the floor. Nice slow breaths. We're going to lower down with breath now. So inhale first. Exhale. We're going to roll those shoulders out, lengthen and lower. Don't let your bottom touch down before the waist touches down. Once your hips are all the way down, hug the knees into the chest, and you can take that block and just set it aside. You hug the knees into the chest. We're going to roll side to side. Little rolling motion on that low back, upper back. Great. And then bring the knees to center. Use your abdominals. We're going to bring the feet down to the mat. Good. You're going to roll over onto your side, either side, and then you're going to come up into hands and knees table pose. So if you need any extra padding under the knees, grab a towel or a blanket to pad the knees. But we'll be in hands and knees table pose. So wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, fingers spread nice and wide. We're going to take some cat breaths. So exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, pull your belly button up. And then inhale, tilt the hips, arch the back, let the belly stretch and slide the shoulders down the back towards the hips. Exhale, round, pull your belly up nice and snug. Inhale, arch, let the belly stretch. So nice and slow with your breath. And you're letting the body movement match the breath. So working this midsection, right? But also working the shoulders and the hips. Good. Now, next time, come to neutral. So neutral spine, neutral neck. We're going to work on an arm and leg balance. We want our wrists right under our shoulders. We want our knees right under the hips. We're going to stretch the right leg back behind it. It's going to hover in space. Spread the right toes, push through the ball of the foot, and level the hips. So don't let the right hip lift more than the left hip. Make sure your right wrist is directly under your right shoulder. Look down at the mat. So we want the back of the neck long. When you're ready to balance, left arm is going to reach forward. Left arm up by your left ear. Left thumb up towards the ceiling. Pull your belly button up towards the spine. Don't let the belly hang. We want to pull everything in nice and firm. Left fingers spread. Right toes spread. Neck is long. Keep breathing. Good. Bring the left hand down, the right knee down. Shift the hips a little side to side. Bring the hips to center. We're going to take that to the other side. Left leg stretches back behind you. It hovers in space. Level the hips. Spread the left toes. Push through the ball of the foot. Left wrist right under the left shoulder. When you're ready to balance, right arm stretches forward. Right thumb up towards the ceiling. Pull the belly button up towards the spine. Back of the neck is long. Right fingers spread. Left toes spread. Couple of breaths here. Beautiful. Bring the right hand down. Bring the left knee down. Shift the hips a little side to side. Good. Bring everything to neutral. And then shift back into child's pose. Just a couple breaths. Big toes barely touching. Let the knees separate apart a little bit. And then bring the forehead down to rest on stacked hands or on the mat or on a yoga block. So some nice slow breaths into the belly. We want to inhale, feel the belly expand. Exhale, feel the belly relax. And think about that third chakra, that beautiful yellow light in the solar plexus, in the belly. Good. And then we're going to make our way back up to hands and knees table. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, fingers spread nice and wide. We're going to take our arm and leg balance again, but we're going to add a little crunch in the middle. So we're going to do that with breath. So let's take that right leg back behind us. It's going to hover in space. Left arm stretches forward. Good. Inhale. With your exhale, we're going to crunch in. So you're bringing left elbow and right knee towards each other, tucking your chin. Inhale, stretching back out. Exhale, we're going to crunch in. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, crunch in. Inhale, stretch out. We're going to do 2 more of those. Exhale and crunch. Inhale and stretch. Last one on this side. Exhale, crunching in. Inhale, opening up. Bring left hand down, right knee down. Shift the hips a little side to side. Good. Bring everything to center. Other side. Left leg stretches back behind you. It hovers in space. Right arm stretches forward. Inhale. With your exhale, bring right elbow and left knee towards each other in the middle. Tuck your chin. Inhale. Open up. Stretching. Exhale. Crunching. Inhale. Stretching. Exhale. Tuck it in. Inhale. Open out. 2 more of these. Exhale, we're going to crunch. Nice and slow with breath. Inhale, open. Last one. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, open. Good. Bring right hand down. Left knee down. Shift the hips a little side to side. Bring everything to center. Shift back into child's pose. A couple breaths. Big toes barely touching, knees separate apart, and then let your forehead rest. Bring your awareness to the solar plexus, just above the belly button. Take some big breaths into that area. Let the low back stretch out, the mid back, the upper back. Let's make our way back up into hands and knees table. We're going to go into a modified side plank. So wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. We're going to the fingers are spread nice and wide. Keep the right hand where it is, right knee where it is. We're going to stretch the left leg back behind us. Start to turn to the left. Your left foot will be behind the right foot. Make sure your right shoulder is over your right wrist. We're going to turn to the left. Get your balance, and we're going to reach that left hand up towards the ceiling. So as you're in this side plank, we're turning to the left. We're lifting our right rib cage up away from the floor. The belly button pulls in towards the spine. Keep breathing, keep balancing. So we're strengthening arms, legs, core, back. On your next exhale, bring your left hand down, your left knee down, your back into hands and knees table. Take a little free form movement. So move hips, shoulders, round or arch, any kind of little movement to get everything kind of balanced out. We're going to take that to the other side. So fingers spread nice and wide. Left hand stays where it is. Left knee stays where it is. We're going to stretch that right leg back behind us. The right foot comes back behind the left. Start to turn to the right as you lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. Good. And now lift that left rib cage up away from the floor. So we're arching that left rib cage up away from the floor. Belly pulls in towards the spine. Big breaths. Strengthen the whole body. On your next exhale, we're going to bring the right hand to the mat. Right knee to the mat. So we're back in that hands and knees table. We're going to take 3 cat breaths. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Pull the belly button up. Round, round, round. Inhale, arch. Stretch the belly. Slide those shoulders back. Neck is long. One more. Exhale, round. Tuck the chin. Inhale, arch. Lengthen the neck. Don't lift the chin too high. We want length in the neck. Beautiful. Come to neutral. Now we're going to go into a side plank on our elbow. So let's start on our right side. We're going to lie down on the right side. Couple variations. You can do it with the bottom knee bent or the bottom leg stretched out. Main thing you want to do is make sure right shoulder is directly over right elbow. So your right knee, bottom knee can stay bent and the left leg stretches out and you lift up. Okay? Or Bottom leg can stretch out and top leg stretches out. Stack the feet, or you can stagger the feet, and you lift up. Okay, so when you lift up, you want to make sure you're lifting that rib cage up away from the floor. Don't sink, don't sag down on that side. All right, so I'm going to have my legs stretched out, but you can always have your bottom knee bent. We're going to make sure right shoulder is directly over right elbow, and you can use the left hand to help you lift yourself up. Lift that right hip, right rib cage. Lift the left arm up. We want right shoulder directly over right elbow. Belly pulls in and up. Keep arching that right rib cage up away from the floor. Keep breathing. Good. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to lower down. We're going to switch sides. So swing around to that left side. We're going to have our left shoulder over left elbow. You can have the left knee bent and the top leg stretched out, or you can have both legs stretched out. I'm stretching both legs out. I'm stacking my feet, but if the legs are stretched out, you can stagger the feet. Right hand can come down in front of you for a little help to lift up. Make sure left shoulder's over left elbow. We're going to reach that right arm up and lift that left rib cage, left hip up away from the floor. Big breaths. Belly pulls in and up. Keep breathing. Good. And then we're going to exhale, lower that left hip down. Come up, back onto hands and knees. Table pose, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Here I want you to just take a little free-form breath. You can round and arch. You can shift the weight of the body side to side. You can move forward and back. Any kind of little movement. Beautiful. We're going to lower all the way down onto our belly for a locust variation. So come all the way down onto your belly. We're going to have our arms back by our side. The thumbs are down, the pinkies are up. Good. We're going to firm up your legs and lift your feet up off the floor. Point the toes. Now inhale, lift head and chest. And squeeze the shoulder blades together. The palms are facing each other. Keep the legs nice and long and firm, toes pointed, feet lifting, chest lifting, shoulder blades squeezing together. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to lower all the way down. So fold your arms, stack your hands on top of each other, and just rest your head to one side and let everything relax. Couple breaths. Curl the toes under. Push the heels back. Let the knees lift up off the mat. Just a little stretch for the legs, for the hips, for the feet. Good. And then relax the feet. Relax the legs. We're going to go into a cobra variation. So for this cobra, the hands are going to come underneath the shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide. Now here we're going to bend our knees, and our feet are flexed, and the knees are a little bit apart. So we're going to keep the knees bent, keep the feet flexed, and just a nice, gentle pressing into the floor with the hands, and lift the head, the chest, the shoulders. Good. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Neck is long. Couple breaths. And then exhale. You're going to lower down, lower the feet, stack your hands, and rest your head in the opposite direction. Good. Let everything relax. Couple breaths into the low belly. Let's curl the toes under. Push the heels away from you. Let the knees lift up off the mat. Good. Then relax the feet, the legs, the back. Bring the head to center. Slide the hands under the shoulders. And you're going to lift up into hands and knees, table pose. So we're going to go into a downward dog. If you've got a yoga block, we're going to use that block between the knees. If you don't have a yoga block, you're just going to pretend that block is there, but isometrically squeeze the thighs together. So to use the block for downward dog, come into hands and knees table. And you're going to bring that block in the most narrow way between the knees, right? The most narrow way. So here's the medium way, here's the wide way, but we're going to have it the most narrow way between the knees. All right, so we're in table pose, but for downward dog, we want wrist further forward from the shoulders. So bring your hands around a handprint forward from your shoulders. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Index fingers are parallel. You're going to curl your toes under. Inhale. With your exhale, lift up. Now shift the weight of the body back. Tuck the chin.
So top of the head pointing towards the floor. Put a little bend in your knees and squeeze that block gently with the thighs, with the knees, and the belly pulls in and up. So keep that little bend in the knees as we try to lift the sits bones a little higher, and we're squeezing gently that block. Big breaths. Keep that belly pulling in and up. Keep moving the shoulders up away from the floor. Shoulders move away from the ears. Back of the neck is long. And then we're going to come out of this. So come forward a little bit. Come down to knees. You can set that block aside. Shift back into child's pose. Big toes barely touching. Knees separate apart a little bit. And let the hands stack maybe and rest your forehead on stacked hands or on the mat or on a yoga block. Some big breaths into the belly. Imagine that beautiful yellow light in the solar plexus, just above the belly button. Your center of presence and power and courage and fortitude. Good, nice. Make your way back up into hands and knees table. So we're going to come down. Come into table, but then we're going to come all the way down onto our belly. So we did an arm and leg balance on hands and knees. We're going to kind of do a similar arm and leg balance here on our belly. We're going to stretch both arms out in front of you. Palms are down towards the floor. Feet are a little bit apart, and you're looking down at the mat. You can have your head lifted a little bit off the mat. And we're going to lift right arm, left leg. So the left toes point. And we're reaching through right fingers and left toes. Breathe here. Breathe into that belly. And then exhale, bring right arm, left leg down. We're going to switch sides. Left arm lifts, right leg lifts. So stretch, reach, and breathe into the belly. Right toes are slightly pointed. And we're working the whole body here. Exhale, lower right leg, left arm. Fold your arms, stack your hands on top of each other. Rest your forehead on the hands. Now we're going to bend the knees. So toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. Ankles are relaxed. And we're going to windshield wiper the feet. So both feet go to the right. Both feet go to the left. And just kind of rocking the feet side to side. Little windshield wiper. So kind of releasing hips, low back, sacrum, core. Working those obliques, those side abdominal muscles. Bring the feet to center, and you're going to lower the feet down to the floor. Good. And then you're going to slide the hands under the shoulders. Lift yourself up into hands and knees table pose. 3 cat breaths. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Round up those shoulders. Inhale, arch, and slide those shoulders back. So try to get movement in between the shoulder blades in the rounding and also in the arching. Let's take one more. Exhale, round up. Inhale, arch. Good. And we're going to come down to elbows. So drop down to elbows. We're going to go into dolphin pose. Dolphin is similar to downward dog, but we're on our elbows and forearms instead of the hands. So wrap your fingers around the elbows. That's going to stack your elbows, your shoulders right over your elbows. Plant the elbows there. Bring the hands forward. Let's interlace the fingers. Curl your toes under. Inhale. With your exhale, lift the knees and hips up, and you're going to shift the weight of the body back. So tuck your chin, and your head is right in between the arms. Your top of your head is off the floor. So we're pushing the floor away from us with the elbows, with the wrists, with the outer edges of the hands. Belly pulls in and up. Good, that strong center, that strong core. Couple more breaths. Lift those shoulders up away from the floor, up away from the ears. Good, and then we're going to drop down to knees. Shift back into child's pose, just a couple breaths, and we'll wobble hips and shoulders a little side to side. So just kind of wobbling out, hips, shoulders, mid-back. Nice. Bring everything to center. Come up to hands and knees table. We're going to make our way up to standing through squat pose. Curl your toes under. Walk the hands back till you're balancing on toes and fingertips. And then we're going to come into a standing forward fold. So lift your hips up as you lower the heels. Widen your feet a little wider than your hips. Bring hands up to above the knees. Lift your chest into a halfway lift. Pull your belly button up and squeeze shoulder blades together. So we've got this bend in the knees. Neck is long, spine is long. Now keep that bend in the knees. Strong legs, long spine. Hinge up from the hips all the way up to standing. Good. Adjust the clothing. Shake it out a little bit. Separate the feet a little wider than the hips. We're going to take a few little side swings. So let that opposite heel lift, arms floppy, shoulders relaxed. The arms hit you in the side or the waist. Kind of come up to the toes on that opposite foot. Arms swing one way and you lift that opposite heel. So pull the belly in and up. So this helps to tone and whittle the waistline. Good. Shoulders relaxed. Chin level with the floor. And then let that slow down. We're going to go into a chair pose variation. So grab a block. If you've got that block, grab a block handy. If you don't have a block, you're going to imagine there is a block between the knees. Now this time we're going to put it in the medium width. So not the skinniest way, not the widest way, but the medium width. We're going to put that between the knees, kind of up above the knees, in between the thighs. So you have to adjust those feet. Feet are going to be just maybe a little wider. And then we're going to do a chair pose variation. We want to keep this whole front of the body lifting and the core pulling in and up. So lightly squeeze that block with the thighs. And we're going to bend the knees, bring the arms down by your side. Palms are going to face each other. And the chest lifts, the heart lifts. Belly scoops in and up. And we've got this little bend in the knees as if we're trying to find a high stool back behind us. We're not leaning forward, okay? We're lifting the heart, lifting the chest. Imagine you could balance a book on top of your head. Keep squeezing shoulder blades together and reaching those fingers down towards the floor, and keep scooping belly in and up. Light squeeze of the block with the thighs. You might need to adjust the feet a little bit. Big, strong breaths. Heart lifts. Beautiful. Nice and slow. We're going to inhale. Come up. If you have that block there, set it aside. One more time. Separate the feet a little wider than the hips. A few of those little side swings. That just helps to balance everything out. Get everything back into neutral, right? Back into harmony. We're going to go into a warrior two pose. So take a wide leg stance on your mat. Feet are going to be 3.5 feet apart. The taller you are, the wider your feet should be. Right toes are going to turn to the right. Left heel shifts back a little bit. If you take a look and you line up right heel, it should intersect left arch. So important that we build this foundation. We're going to bend the right knee over the right heel. And we want to face that long edge of the mat. We don't want to turn to the right. So keep hips and shoulders facing the long edge of the mat, that right knee over the right heel. Open the right knee out towards the right pinky toe or towards the right side of the mat. We want shoulders to stack right over hips. We don't want to lean to the right. Belly pulls in and up. We're going to inhale, arms to shoulder level. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Turn and look over right fingertips. Fingers are spread. That belly keeps scooping in and up. And think of that beautiful yellow light right in the center of the belly, right above the belly button. Beautiful yellow glowing light, this energy center. The weight should be even on both feet. Both legs feel equal strength, equal energy. Try to lift your left arch. So press on the outside edge of the left foot to slightly lift that left arch. And keep that belly scooping in and up as the shoulders relax down. The belly is nice and strong. That's your armor here for this warrior two. So building our inner and outer strength here with this warrior pose. Let's exhale, drop the arms, straighten the right knee, parallel your feet. Let's go the other way. Left toes turn to the left, right heel shifts back. And we're going to line up left heel, right arch. Try to keep those hips level. Don't let that left hip drop. We're going to bend the left knee. Left knee stacks over left heel. Hips and shoulders face the long edge of the mat. Don't turn to the left. Shoulders stack over the hips. We're going to inhale, arms to shoulder level. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Belly pulls in and up. Turn and look over, left fingertips. Spread the fingers and see that beautiful yellow glowing light wheel sphere of energy in your core, right above the belly button. The shoulders relax down, the belly scoops in and up, the weight's even on both feet. We're going to press on the outside edge of the right foot slightly to lift the right arch. Get the weight even on both feet, both legs have equal energy, equal strength. Let's exhale and lower the arms, straighten the left knee, parallel the feet. We're going to step the feet together. We're going to take 3 sun breaths. So the feet hip width apart, arms at your side, belly scoops in and up, legs nice and firm. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. We're going to take one more of these. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, hands down, and let's bring the hands to the belly, right above that place, right above the belly button. Breathe into the hands. This is our center of power, of courage, of fortitude, our center of strength, of presence. We have a right to be here in the world. Good. And then we're going to drop the arms down, shake out arms, shake out legs. We're going to come down to the mat. With the knees bent, feet in front of us, we're going to go into boat pose. Okay? So we're going to go into a modified, we're going to do boat a few different ways. So boat really works the core but strengthens the back as well. So we're going to start with the knees bent, hands on the thighs, and we're sitting nice and tall. We've got this little curve in the low back. Now we're going to lean back slightly, but don't lose that curve in the low back. The heart is lifting. The belly's scooping in and up. Keep the feet down on the mat and stretch the hands forward, palms up. With those hands stretched forward, now plug the arms back into the socket, into the shoulders, kind of squeezing shoulder blades together. Keep the belly scooping in and up. Low back is arched, heart is lifted, as if you are holding a platter with the hands. And the chest is lifting, the heart is lifting, belly scoops in and up. Keep breathing. Good. And then we're going to come out of that, stretch the legs out, lean back on the hands, and just windshield wiper the feet. Good. The next one we're going to do is a rowing boat. So we're going to flex the feet, have a little bend in the knees, and we're going to reach forward, and we're going to lean back and pull those elbows back, pull the belly in. Inhale, come forward, and exhale and reach back. Inhale, come forward, exhale, reach back. You kind of have to balance. 2 more of these. Inhale, forward, exhale, lean back, pull those elbows back. Last one. Inhale, come forward, and exhale, pull back. Good. Now drop down to elbows. Good. So we've got the elbows kind of underneath the shoulders. Feet are flexed. We're going to work on another little boat variation. So keep your feet flexed, and we're going to lift just the right leg up. Hold and breathe. Scoop the belly in and up. And then lower the right leg down. Now we're going to lift the left leg up. Good. Hold and breathe. Belly scoops in and up. Use those strong abdominals. And we're going to lower the left leg down. Now, we're going to lift both legs up. So lifting up, scoop that belly in and up. Don't let the belly puff out. Scoop the belly in and up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. I'm feeling my legs here. And then lower those legs all the way down. Beautiful. Prop yourself back up onto the hands, separate the feet a little bit, and just windshield wiper those legs. Let those thigh muscles relax. So the thighs really want to help the core in certain poses. So you probably felt that in your thighs or your hips. Beautiful. Now we're going to sit in cobbler's pose. So bottoms of the feet together, knees wide, and we can hold the shins, the ankles, the toes, but we want to kind of sit nice and tall. So big inner thigh stretch. Belly pulls in and up, heart lifts. Good. We've got a little curve in the low back, so don't round the low back. Shoulder blades squeeze back towards each other a bit. We're going to go into a side stretch. So it's going to work those oblique muscles, those side muscles. We're going to stretch the right leg out at an angle, and the left foot is going to come in. The left heel is going to line up with the midline of the body. Right knee, right toes point up towards the ceiling. Right hand is on the right leg. Bring your left arm out to the side. We're going to inhale, left arm up. Exhale, relax, left shoulder down. Good. Inhale again. Exhale. We're going to lean over that right leg. So let that right hand slide down the right leg a little bit. A nice big inner thigh stretch on the right leg. We're compressing the right side, all those organs on the right side, and we're opening up the left side, stretching that left rib cage, those left oblique muscles. Couple breaths here. The heart is straight ahead or up towards the ceiling a little. What we don't want is the chest, the heart to face the floor. Big breaths. Keep the right toes up towards the ceiling, right knee up towards the ceiling. Don't let the right leg rotate in or out. Next inhale, come all the way up and lower that left hand down. We're going to switch sides. So right heel comes into the midline. Left leg goes out to the left at an angle. Left knee, left toes up towards the ceiling. Left hand on the left leg. Right arm at your side. We're going to inhale, right arm up. Exhale, relax, right shoulder down. Inhale again. As you exhale, we're going to lean to the left. That left hand can slide down the leg a bit. Now we're compressing the organs on the left side, stretching open the right side, working those right obliques. They get a stretch. Inner left thigh is working, is stretching. So make sure you're not turned towards the floor. You're either turned straight ahead or rotating a little bit up towards the ceiling. Even if you have to come up a little higher to get that rotation. Big breaths. Keep the left toes, left knee pointing up towards the ceiling. Let's inhale, come up, and exhale. Right hand comes down. We're going to stretch both legs out in front. Lean back on the hands. We're going to windshield wiper the feet. Nice, nice. So we're going to go into one more pose. We're going to come into a stretch for the whole front body. So we're going to be on our palms. If you have any wrist issues, maybe you won't stay in it quite as long. But we're going to have the fingers pointing towards our feet, palms flat on the floor. And our hands are kind of underneath our shoulders. So my legs are together, my feet are flexed, and then I'm going to inhale and lift the hips up. As I lift up, I'm going to point the toes away from me. Toes touch the floor. Belly is soft and relaxed. So don't let the belly puff up. Keep pressing the floor away from you. Lift the hips. Keep breathing. Neck is long, and then we're going to exhale, and we're going to come all the way down. We're going to come all the way down onto our back. So kind of center yourself on the mat. Come down onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest. And we're going to roll side to side. Shoulders and hips roll. So just rolling out that back body. So we're all done with the practice. It's time for our final relaxation. So bring your knees to center. Use your abdominals. We're going to bring the feet down to the mat. And then see what feels best for your lower body. You can stay with knees bent. You can stretch the legs out. You can have a blanket roll or cushions under the knees, blocks under the thighs. Can be in constructive rest, knees together, feet a little wide, or cobbler's pose, bottoms of the feet together and the knees wide. Get that upper body comfortable. Roll the shoulders under a little bit to open the heart, open the chest. Take a couple breaths here. So we want to breathe into the belly, the low belly. Inhale, feel the belly rise. Exhale and feel the belly fall. So let everything relax. Take a little scan of the body. Notice if there's any place you're holding a little tension. And we're just going to adjust that. A little bit of movement in the body or just awareness. Sometimes we'll just let a part relax. Big slow breaths into the belly. Let all the poses we worked on today settle into the body. So these poses work our physical body, but they also work our energy body. Let your eyes relax, let your jaw relax. Nothing else to do here except take on stillness for a few breaths. Bringing that awareness to the solar plexus right above the belly button. Maybe seeing a beautiful yellow glowing light. Maybe just feeling energy in that center. Feel that area of the body moving with breath, expanding with the inhale, and relaxing with the exhale. Keep some nice length in the back of the neck. We don't want the chin to lift up towards the ceiling. Arms are at your side, palms are up. Feeling your own strength, feeling your own power, feeling your own presence. Let's wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Good. Nice and slow, bring that movement to the body. When you're ready, you're going to bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor, and then you'll roll over onto your side. Take a couple breaths here on your side body. And then use your strong arms, come up nice and slow all the way up to seated. So sit comfortably for your legs. I like to sit on a block, but you sit comfortably for your legs. Good. Tailbone moves back slightly, heart lifts slightly, belly pulls in and up. Feel good and grounded down through your seat, tall up through the spine, up through the crown of the head. And let's bring both hands to the solar plexus, to the belly. Breathe into the hands. You can either gaze down or let the eyes close. And just becoming aware of this third chakra, this energy center, your center of power and presence and courage and fortitude. And just a couple nice affirmations here as our hands are resting on this energy center. I am strong. I am capable. I am worthy. I am valuable. I have a right to be here. I am loved. I am lovable. And I am pure love. All is well in my world. Everything I need comes to me easily with perfect timing. Keep breathing into the hands and maybe adding any other positive affirmation that feels right to you. And then we'll bring the palms together, thumbs at the heart. Feel the warmth of the right palm, left palm meeting here at the heart center. And this ends our class today. Namaste. Now go and take this inner and outer strength that we worked on in this practice. Take it out into the world, take it out into your life, and come back to this practice anytime you need some core work, anytime you need some inner strength. This practice is here. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night, and I'll see you next time. Bye.